On Swift Horses is a 2024 film that premiered at a festival. I forget if it was South by Southwest or Fantastic Fest, but it premiered at one of those. I watch a lot of Cody Leach on YouTube, so I know he attends both of those festivals a lot, pretty much every year. So that's where I heard of this film originally, and it got a wider release, limited release, but wider in 2025. And it is also based on a book, and I usually read the book first and then watch the film. This is one of those times, though, where I just glanced at the book really quickly and just watched the film. So I'm just going to be reviewing the film. I'm not doing book comparisons today. I'm just letting you guys know that it is a book as well. But the film is basically about. It takes place in the 50s, and it's about this woman who is married to this guy, Lee is his name, and he's a soldier. He was in Korea. He has a brother named Jonas. I think it's Jonas. And Jonas is they're Lee and Jonas are like slightly estranged, but they're still close because they have that family bond, and the three of them, Jonas, Lee, and the wife, um, they hang out a lot, and they are always making meals, kind of thing, whatnot. The film goes in a lot of different places. It has to do a lot with horse racing, and it has to do a lot with gambling. So if you're a fan of any of those things, the film is probably going to be a little bit more for you. As a matter of fact, glancing at the book, I read like the first chapter, that there's a lot of freaking lingo when it comes to horse racing, and I'm not interested in horse racing or gambling, so it's not really my thing. But there's a lot of that in this film, so if you're passionate on that, then definitely go check it out. And she goes to the races a lot, and she loves to be there. Lee is a family man. He's basically the bread giver. He does his own thing, and Jonas, he's kind of a, what do you call it? He's a bachelor, but he's a free wild child kind of thing. He's a come and go kind of guy. He travels everywhere and just lives by the day, taking one day at a time. Like, he's not really, doesn't take life very seriously kind of thing. This film is very like LGBTQ. It deals with sexuality of all kinds. You got lesbian stuff, you've got gay stuff, you've got straight stuff with Lee and his wife, and you've got the wife experimenting with her own things because she feels like she is kind of tied to the marriage and she wants to go be more free kind of thing, and Jonas actually inspires her. She looks at Jonas and she sees this and she kind of wants it in a sense, whereas Jonas, he goes to explore his own sexuality and his own desires and stuff like that. And I actually, it's funny because I usually do, when I heard about the premise of the book or the movie, because I heard about the movie first, I usually don't like films about like cheating and infidelity. It upsets me. And there is a lot of that, and Lee is kind of the bystander in this whole thing because everything is happening to him. So he's got his wife, finding herself, I guess, and then he's got a brother who, this is the 50s too, so this is, people got a lot more hurt if they were, found out to be gay and whatnot. But there's a lot of it's a sensual film. There's a lot of erotic stuff in it. The cinematography is absolutely unreal. The cinematography is gorgeous, along with the soundtrack. Those two things mixed together make this film such an experience. You have to see this with a good sound system, and at the theater especially, it's very limited. I saw it. There was still a screening playing. That's where I got to see it, but it's you can't find it too many places on too many nights right now. But even at home, you just need that good sound because this film, the music is incredible, man. If they ever release a vinyl of the soundtrack of this film, That would be a wonderful thing. And then the cinematography behind, like with it, it just complements it so well. So that was by far my favorite thing in the film. It's just that the characters, they're unlikable, but they're human. You know what I mean? Like they never get they're never portrayed as villainous. At any point in the film, no person is portrayed as like a quote unquote villain, even though they're doing things that are hurting people. Both the wife and Jonas, the brother-in-law, and Lee's brother, and and then there's poor Lee. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, there's other films like Baby Girl recently with Nicole Kidman. I don't think I have no interest in watching that film because I know that film will upset me. And I mean, like, upset is maybe the wrong word, but it'll annoy me kind of thing. And I thought this one would too. Like I went in prepared for that, but I gave it a shot anyway, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But because the characters are rich, they've got a lot of merit to them. They're written really really well, translating from the book, obviously. So the book is I don't know. It's I can't compare because I haven't read it. I read the first chapter, but it's it's interestingly written. But from the page to the screen, it seems like they did a really really good job. Now, yeah, the cinematography and the music though is what I'm my main selling points on this film. And the characters are really deep. They're really deep. They're full. They're rich, and you you don't always like them, but you always kind of understand them. You may not have sympathy for them at all, mostly, ever really, some of them, but you always kind of you see the humanism in the film. That's what I'm trying to say. The director really brought out the humanism of the characters in the film, even though they're not the best people all the time, which is literally life. So I appreciated that a lot. I had a great time with On Swift Horses. It's very art house. It's obviously independent, but it's a very art house feeling film, and it's wonderful to watch. So it's a treat for sure. I do recommend it. If anything I said sounds up your alley, if like it's not going to be for everybody, so make up your mind on your own. But that's my take on it. So that's it. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.